But anyway, just so you know, I'm recording today's session, and at the bottom of the agenda, and let me show you. So down at the very bottom of the agenda, at the end of the block, I'll click reply and add the link that would take you to our YouTube recorded um, lesson for today. So we're going to start off with questions that you might have about farewell to Manzanar. How many people are not? That's actually the question that I want to ask. How many people are not yet caught up to page 133? And if you're showing me your hand, you can go ahead and put it down. Is anybody else still behind? Other people who are behind? Okay. Okay. That's okay, Nicole. Thanks. We're going to get that fixed before I step. Okay. Be on it. All right. Then let me actually just kind of put a hold on the original plan. I want to give you guys a little bit of time to kind of catch up. If you are where I asked you to be, go ahead and take some time. Maybe go back through and mark passages that you want to talk about and or that you have questions about. And let me give about 15 minutes. It's 10:20 right now. So at 35, we'll come back and I'll start talking to you again. Okay? All right. So that's 10:35. Hopefully you're getting a little bit more caught up each time. But today, I'm asking you to begin. Well, actually, first of all, what questions or comments do you have? What is it that you're seeing, thinking, wondering? What are you noticing? What are you asking about? Because I've got lots of moments that I'm going to point out at the end, hopefully. It was. It was hard. There was a lot of that was really, really hard, um, but powerful stuff. Um, and obviously Jean had the opportunity to talk to her brother about his experience. So that's heartening. She did dedicate the book partially to him. So, anything else? There are a lot of little moments that I would imagine many of you kind of connect with in some way. And I want you to be, certainly thinking about those when we get to them. But before we do, I want you to start just kind of by writing a little bit. And you can do it in a Google Doc, or you can plug it directly into the text box. And so over in assignments, so I got to make this a little bit smaller. So over at assignments, okay. We have January 25th journal prompt. Okay. It's worth points. You should do it now. But it's going to be no less than 250 words. So I want you really, really thinking and exploring and showing, in some cases from the text, what it is that you're thinking. So there's four choices here. First, give examples of changes in Jean's relationship with her parents. To what extent are those changes a result of internment? To what extent do they reflect the fact that Jean is growing up? To what extent are they prompted by changes in her parents? And how do you personally relate to her experiences? Or, internment was temporary. Jean and other Japanese Americans knew that they would someday be released. Jean describes the experience as being suspended in some odd, almost lovely land you could not escape from, yet almost didn't want to leave. What does she mean by that? And how do you personally relate to that idea? How might it connect with our pandemic world? Or, why are Jean's parents and many others in the camp reluctant to leave? How realistic are their fears of the outside world, and to what extent are those fears an outcome of their years at Manzanar? And it's odd that I mention years at Manzanar. It feels like, and it probably felt like for them, like they were there for decades, but it was really only 2.5 to 3 years. So less time than your high school experience. And then finally, a fourth option: what prompts Woody to visit his father's favorite aunt in Hiroshima? What does he hope to learn from her and other relatives about his father? And in the process, what does he learn about himself? So this is worth 10 points. And I'm actually going to put it in the summative category, not the formative category. And this will be our first assignment for the semester. So do, engage with it. It's 10:40 right now. I'm asking for 250 words. I'm going to give you until at least 11 o'clock. At 11, I want to see kind of where you are and how many of you need more time. If you're having trouble in any way, go ahead and throw questions up in the chat for me. Or if you don't want it to be so public, you can certainly send me an email. Okay? And again, it can be a Google Doc or just in the text box. 12-point font, Times New Roman, double spaced is always the direction that you want to go in, unless you put it in the text box. Somebody want to pick the one you want me to respond to? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2? Okay, thanks. Way to be on it. Well, I'd like you to try to get it done today so that you don't have to worry about it for next class. We'll see where we are at 11. Don't panic. Are you sure I cut out and you didn't cut out? Um, you should try to get it done today because I don't want you to worry about it for homework. That's the goal of a lot of this class is for you guys to get as much done during class time as possible. That's why I get so angry about the fact that people were not doing any work. At 11 o'clock, I'll check in on you and see what kind of more time you need. That'd probably be a good idea. It's good practice to be in. Thanks, Dylan. Which one are you responding to, Ty?
I'm responding to the first one.
Oh, so internment is the fact that they're in prison. Does that make sense?
Not really.
They're in prison.
Well, I get that, but see, the thing is, I didn't exactly know what internment meant, but I just looked it up a few seconds ago, and apparently it means something about a burial of a dead person.
No,
And
no,
I,
you're looking up the wrong term.
okay, then.
Not the fact that they are in prison. You missed a letter N in your spelling of your search.
Yep, you're right. I messed up. Thanks.
Sam, what does that mean? Oh, okay. Are you a fast typer? Okay. Does it make sense? Okay. Sure. You can use that. How many people would need more time or would like to have more time? Lots of me's. That's fine. They're right now they're writing and in need of more time. So
Let's see if we can figure out what's going on.
yeah, let's.
She only opened your English 11.
Right.
And you don't see the unlock when you click
Nope.
on that S1. Okay, so let's go take a look. When I go in as you, I see it. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on with you.
Not me. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I need to try for my Chromebook or something.
No, it shouldn't be. We definitely need to look at whatever's going on there. But let's go into your. Oh, that's not the one that's open. She only opened to period 4, I believe.
Oh. Okay.
I can double check that, but I think it's because it's only period 4 that's been opened. If you go into period 4 or block 4, whatever the heck that is, you should be able to do it here. So if you click on, yep, that one. Yep. So I'll go unlock block 2.
Okay.
She'll need, because she only opened the one class.
Okay.
So I'll make sure I open block 2. That's why you weren't seeing it, and I was, because I was in your
Okay.
Recording. You could use in Google Meet.
Yeah.
You can record with Google Meet if that helps.
Really?
Yep. That's under the 3 dots. It'll record the session and then whoever's speaking. So under here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Record meeting.
And
then if you need to, you can always, that gets saved in your Google Drive and you get an email that says it's ready. You can always go into Screencastify and edit that if you want to.
Okay.
Like if for some reason you need to edit things out or there's like a lot of downtime and lag, you can do that.
Okay.
See if that works better.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll open, when I get back up to my office, I'll open your.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Is anyone struggling? Okay.
Tomorrow's gonna be a black day, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So it's quarter after, an extra 15 minutes. How many people still need more time? Lots more me's. Are you close, or do you think you'll take the whole time? All right, let me give you. I'll give you a few more minutes. Those of you who've submitted, if you've looked at those passages, go ahead and start reading the next chunk. All right, we've got about 10 minutes left. And I'm going to experiment a little bit. If you've not submitted that, make sure that you do. Okay. And I just think I made my face like really huge for you. But we're going to do a little something here. And presenting something else. What do I need here? There we go. Is that upside down or right side up? Can you tell? You can't even see. Can you see? I have no idea what you're looking at. What are you guys looking at?
It's upside down.
It's upside down. Ooh, dang. All right. And is it backwards?
No, it's fine.
Oh, good. Well, at least I got that going for me, right? Is it blurry? And let's see here. Where's that? Okay. Okay, so that's visible. Okay, so we are looking at a map of the United States. Okay. And what do I need? I need a pen. So this is something that if we were face to face, I'd have you do. And I expect that not everybody certainly has a printer. And plus, some of your printers might be terrible. I don't know. What do you think? Green or pink? Do you have a preference? I'll go with pink. Never mind. Too late. Let's go with pink. So this is a poem by someone else who was interned in one of the camps. Lawson Fusao Inada. In this earthly configuration, we have not points of light, but prominent barbs of dark. Yeah, and I'm not showing that either. Let me present this to you too. Well, it might make things worse. So you can still see my map too, right? Or is it much smaller? Is it a good enough size?
It's smaller, but we can still see it.
Okay, thanks, Katie. All right. So in this earthly configuration, we have not points of light, but prominent barbs of dark. Barbs of dark. That's an interesting choice. It's all right there on the map. It's all right there in the mind. Find it if you care to look. Begin between the Golden State's highest and lowest elevations and name that location Manzanar. So Manzanar is right there. So, pretty close to Los Angeles, but notice how far inland it is. Rattlesnake aligns southward to the zone of Arizona, to the home of natives on the reservation, and call those Gila Poston. So now we go from Manzanar to Gila to Poston. Then just take your time winding your way across the southwest expanse, the Lone Star State of Texas. Gather up a mess of blues as you meander around the banks of the humid Mississippi. Yes, just make yourself at home in the swamps of Arkansas, for this is Rower and Jerome. So now we go to Rower and Jerome. By now, you weary of the way. It's a big country, you say. It's a big history, hardly, halfway through, with Amachi looming in the Colorado desert. There it is. Heart Mountain, high and wide. Wyoming, Minidoka. On the moon of Idaho. Then down to Utah's jewel of topaz. Before finding yourself at Northern California's frozen shore of Tula Lake. Now regard what sort of shape this constellation takes. It sits there like a jagged scar, massive. On the massive landscape, it lies there like the rusted wire of a twisted and remembered fence. Yeah, does that look like anything?
It might just be me by Skipper.
Yeah. Anything else?
To me, it kind of looks like a plane
Okay.
or a jet.
Anything else? Yeah. So as Fuchs says, it's a scar. And I've got some in my hands. I've got one that's ultimately just like a circle, an oval. I've got one on my head that's a straight line. You can see where the stitches were. So again, in this earthly configuration, we have not points of light, but prominent barbs of dark. It's all right there on the map. It's all right there in the mind. Find it if you care to look. Begin between the Golden State's highest and lowest elevations and name that location Manzanar. Rattlesnake a line southward to the zone of Arizona, to the home of natives on the reservation, and call those Gila, Poston. Then just take your time, winding your way across the southwest expanse, the Lone Star State of Texas. Gather up a mess of blues as you meander around the banks of the humid Mississippi. Yes, just make yourself at home in the swamps of Arkansas, for this is Rower and Jerome. By now you weary of the way. It's a big country, you say. It's a big history hardly halfway through, with Amache looming in the Colorado desert, Heart Mountain high and wide, Wyoming high and wide Wyoming. That's how it's supposed to be read. Minidoka on the moon of Idaho, then down to Utah's jewel of topaz before finding yourself at Northern California's frozen shore of Tula Lake. Now regard what sort of shape this constellation takes. It sits there like a jagged scar, massive on the massive landscape. It lies there like the rusted wire of a twisted and remembered fence. So it is kind of, he's suggesting that it evokes what a barbed wire fence might look like after the fact, after it's been taken down. So, why does he call it a jagged scar, a jagged scar massive on the massive landscape? Is it a wound that has healed, or is there lingering damage? What do you think? Is it healed? Or is it a forever scar?
I think it's a forever scar.
Well, gang, it's 11:33. That's all for our time. Keep reading. Keep reading. I'll give you a little bit of time at the front end of our next class, but keep reading. Okay? See ya. Take care. Have a good lunch if you're going to lunch. You're following your normal lunch schedule. So if you've got like B, C, or D lunch, make sure that you go to class. If you've got A lunch, then go ahead and eat lunch.